y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Look at the tape of the last game. Did you see some things where you're maybe on the cusp of something? What was kind of the big takeaway, big picture?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think we've shown improvement. We had a good week of practice last week, okay? I think that there were instances where I thought we had some nice, efficient runs. I thought there were instances where we were able to get the ball out. And then, the thing that we still have to do is clean up, the operation in terms of pre-snap penalties, turnover, stuff like that. So we're on a crusade to do that. That's the most important thing, and eliminating that type of football and allowing us to move forward. Still too many get back on track situations.
What do you lean on? This is your first time calling plays, but what do you lean on when you maybe have a stretch that isn't going well? Like, what do you harp back on?
Hey, you get back to fundamentals and you get back to your core plays. Being able to stick in efficient runs, being able to get the ball out of your hands, at a relative quick pace rather, and be able to play consistent football and move the ball forward. That's the key. So when you're in a rut like that, it's usually you're a byproduct of pre-snap penalties, turnovers, etc. And we got to start clean, and we got to start the drive that way too. Get the first down, and that's the focus. And drive starters, etc. Just like we do on Wednesdays when we come out here. We're on a it's a race to get all those things cleaned up.
What experience do you draw from?
Just past in terms of I could sit here, like I said, I think somebody asked me this a week or two ago, last year with the Rams, for example, didn't start off the way we wanted to, but it was about continuing our process. It was about focusing on fundamentals. It was about having cleaner practices, having more urgency at practice, and focusing on that, not being results oriented, but just focusing on getting better. And that's the thing we're doing. And we were off to a good start this week. So it starts there. If you practice better, generally speaking, you're going to play better.
So you haven't had any wholesale changes or anything after the slow start? It's still full steam ahead?
Well, I mean, sure, we look at what we can do. I mean, whether it's scheme or run types in certain games, I mean, it's all going to be relative to, who we have out there, who we're facing and stuff like that. Things that, maybe have not worked as well in the flow of a game, we might get away from and try to get to some alternative runs and stuff like that. Or, based on looks that you're expecting, and maybe you get a different look in a game, you'll alter and go a different direction at that point too.
When you talk about pace, Coach, are you talking about as far as maybe going to some no-huddle type stuff or just getting to the line quicker? Like, what do you mean by that?
In terms of pace, is that what you asked? I just think starting, there's a multitude. Starting with getting in and out of the huddle faster, which I do believe we've gotten better from week one till now. We've improved that. And then I think also pace of play, being able to, if we're going to mix in some tempo, which we did a few times here and there, being able to activate some of those things. But again, you got to be able to execute to sustain drives, to get the first down, to kick yourself into those kind of modes. And that's the biggest key is fast execution and clean execution from the start.
Go ahead.
Can you just talk about the play of Tay so far, and if you guys have a plan to kind of help him out during the game?
Yeah, sure. I mean, again, there's going to be ups and downs. He's been a consistently good player, and he's improved from the time he got here. So, are there things that we can do to settle some things down? Sure, there are. I would say for multiple people, and I can do a better job of that too as well. I think he's starting even on Wednesday at practice here. He's come back to work, and he's got a lot of upside in him, and we have a lot of belief in him. And it's just, again, it's not just him, it's all of us, and we're all in this thing together to just try to get better.
This system, it's been spoken of as kind of can be hard for players to pick up, at least based on past experience on it. And there's like a limited amount of success without Tom Brady running it. Why is this the right system to get C.J. Stroud back on track?
Yeah, I think. Well, again, this is our system. This is not a copy and paste New England Patriots system. Okay, if that's what you're alluding to, I'm asking. But relative to the system, I think everything we've done has been very intentional. To be able to cater it around our players, to simplify make the verbiage very, we stripped everything down to the studs in the spring. So I think the thing that this system does is allow our guys to be able to have enough bandwidth and flexibility to alter schemes to fit the guys that we have from week to week, and that's what it does. Whether it's, again, in the run game, gap schemes, perimeter plays, zone, mid-zone, wide zone, we can activate those based on who we're facing and who we have available. And I think from a language standpoint, we've cleaned that up and from the time we got here.
Because Todd said it was the New England system. He said it looked familiar. Todd Bowles said it, and that's all I asked.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I asked. But with the process, it seems like how are you confident in the process if the results early on aren't playing out? In other words, do you go back and say maybe the process is the problem? It's not necessarily what's happening on game day?
Yeah, sure. We look at everything. So from a process standpoint, look, when we go out and we execute and we do the things that we're supposed to do out on the practice field or even in moments in the games this year, we've had success and done good things, and there has been efficient runs and there has been production. Okay, it just hasn't been to the level of being consistent enough. And I think, again, I believe in the process. I believe in what we're asking the guys to do. And we're going to evolve and change to do. We're not going to ever ask a guy to do something that we don't believe that they can do. I would never do that in any situation. So, the focus is on just playing cleaner football, being more consistent, and if we can do that, I'm confident that you'll see results. I really am.
Going back to Tay,
Yep.
I think he said some of his struggles have come from staying mentally sharp throughout a game. I think he said that the Josh Hines-Allen play to end the game last game was kind of a result of that. How do you go about keeping a young player like him kind of mentally locked in throughout a game?
Yeah, I think you first of all you engage him, and Cole does a great job over on the sideline too. We have Cole and Jens do a really good job with the line, but being able to settle things down for him, be able to obviously help him, and then on the practice field it's the same thing. Being able to put him in situations that are as game-like as possible to give him the confidence, because for all of us, you get your confidence from going out and executing anything, and it starts again on the practice field. Like, you gain confidence by executing consistently at practice, and generally speaking, when you do those things, it carries over to the game.
If CJ, he was telling D'Amico that he can play better. What's your evaluation of CJ's play, the good, the bad, in between?
Yeah, I think we all can do a better job, and it's not just one person. And I obviously I don't know everything that CJ said, but what I can tell you is this: like, he's a competitor. Are there throws that he probably wants back? Sure. There's calls too, and you sit there and want a call or two back. There's plays that every other position would like back too. The biggest thing is just being able to refine those things, playing consistent. All right, it's not one person. It's not. We just got to go out and we got to play better again from the jump, and continue that throughout the course of a game.
How much do you pay attention to other offenses and the creativity some of them do? And I'm not suggesting you should do this, but do you feel like, I know you all haven't been able to get deep in your playbook because of the third downs, but do you feel like there are opportunities for this offense to do creative kind of funky things?
I do. I really do. And that's the thing. If we can stay on track, I think it makes it a lot more manageable in those situations. And not beating ourselves from the jump, and getting into second and longs, third and long situations and stuff like that. But yeah, absolutely. I definitely do.
Coach, what is the communication and the organization between you and Ben McDaniels when it comes to putting together some of these route concepts? Because, of course, we play Monday morning quarterback. We go back and we look at the film.
Sure.
But it seems like sometimes that the wide receivers are in the same space. A lot of them are in the same space. So what is the communication like between you all?
Yeah, I think it's collectively for our entire staff. It's not pinpointed to one person. And relative to spacing, look, we're never trying to stack receivers on top of each other. Are there times with choice routes and in zone coverage where guys can move and adjust, and maybe it appears that way? Sure. But we're always trying. The biggest thing, again, to zone coverage and running routes is having depth and spacing, et cetera. So, I don't think we have an egregious problem by any stretch. Are there some where you turn on the film and you go, well, why is this guy drifting maybe inside closer to a hook player, or there's a basic coming behind him? Maybe, okay, but again, that's going to happen in terms of some zone distribution and where guys have spatial awareness and stuff like that from time to time. But I don't believe we have any major issue in terms of spacing. Is there things that come up from time to time? There might certainly be. But we build we build our passing game together as a staff, and I don't see any consistent problems in terms of the spacing that you're referring to.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.